And thank you so much for coming on. I know you guys just lost, and it's hard to talk after losing. I've been in those shoes, but, you know.
All good. Don't worry about it.
If it makes you feel any better, I'm only going to flame you slightly.
I see.
Probably not that much, okay?
All
So
good.
this is from the game yesterday, and I want to bring up the mini-map so that everyone can see really quick on where everyone is. So originally, a lot of people are really quick to flame Tactical here for what happens, right? I actually don't want to flame him that much. I think a lot of people on their team are in the wrong position and doing things wrong. So let's play out the clip, and let's take a look at what happens, okay? So in this push, he's hitting the tower, and if you take a look at where Volibear is, you'll notice that he's like all the way down here, not actually on the screen. So a lot of people are flaming Tactical because he gets hit by the Q, but I actually think if we pause right here, when he's actually hitting that tower, if you're here and the bear is there, or alternatively the bear is here and you're there, he's actually able to hit that tower for free. But the fact that you guys aren't there and he's still hitting it is like a team issue right there. So yes, you can say Tactical shouldn't be hitting the tower, but at the same time, he should be hitting the tower because you guys should be in the right position. And you guys didn't sync the mid wave and the bottom wave. So there's a ton of things going wrong here, so I want to hear your thoughts on it. I imagine you guys did review, so can you tell me a little bit about what you guys talked about?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great point that because we actually did talk about it, that like, let me just mark on the J4 side, and then Volibear is helping the, AD side, which is like you mentioned about it. So I think there was I think, miscommunication issues that like, the speaker said he's coming around because he can't like he was scared going through the choke.
He's like farming wolves before this.
And then that was the thing that happened. Like he just like unfortunately for us is like he got hit by Lux Q at the same time. Volibear, you see where the Volibear was? Yep. Like he was trying to loop around because he was kind of scared there. And then for me, I was like marking around the J4 side. It's just like easier for me to do it. Like like compared to Volibear, that was a team call. And yeah, that's what happened. And also you mentioned there was like, maybe we could have synced the wave like a little bit better, but I think since there was a mid-tier 2 was going on, I don't think it was like, it was like harder, I would say. But I think definitely we can sync the later one that it's coming, this one, I see.
Yeah, for sure. So I just wanted to bring it up because I think a lot of people are quick to flame him. I imagine after you guys went to review, you're not like, oh, Tactical, you messed this up. Everyone, I think, did a little bit things wrong there. So that brings me a question, actually. When you guys are doing these Baron pushes, who on your team is deciding, like, what to do there? Like, who's calling that you guys are foregoing bottom? Like, what are the comms going on there?
I think this point, I'm pretty sure we were just like talking as a team. Like, I think we're just on the same page as everyone that like it's so obvious that we just don't even need to go top. If you just go right now, both and mid, we're gonna get 2 inhibitor as soon as we execute it properly.
Right.
So that was
like
team
decision.
Yeah, it was like really team decisions that.
Gotcha.
Like, I don't think there was anyone like not following it. Like everyone was just on the same pages.
Right. So lay off Tactical a bit there, guys. Like, yes, you got hit by the Lux Q, but everyone, no offense, was in the wrong spot or doing the wrong thing there. Okay. So we're moving on to the next clip, which will be from today. And I found this actually really interesting. So before we actually talk about this clip, let's bring up the mini-map. So just 5 seconds ago, you saw Xerxe there. So you guys know ahead of time that your bottom lane is going to be late to it. So I'm wondering, in these scenarios, who is making the call to continue this fight? Because even if you guys get here, they'll probably get the Herald before you get there in time. And it's like a 50-50 fight, right? Like, it's not guaranteed you win it. So in my head, I personally like doing the safer play, and I thought it would have been better to just push that bottom tower to get 2 plates, and you guys can rotate and take Dragon instead. So I'm wondering, in this scenario, first off, who is making the decision to come to the Herald?
I think there was also the one thing that it happens, like we were trying to reset the Herald and then make sure if that Herald was getting reset there, I'm pretty sure our bot would have be able to make that.
Right.
And that was probably our team call was it. And since it didn't reset, I think we should have just adopt the situation better and then just probably just take some plate on bottom. That might have been better. So like the original call was like as a team, I don't think there was anyone like was really strong calling that was like, oh, we just pulled the Herald and then if it reset it, I think even though they come like swap, there's like swap potential, like we could still make the in time. And I think that was like mainly what we said. And I agree with what you said. Like there was a safer options on the going for take some extra farm on bottom, like lane clear with QR. And, we don't have to do 50-50 fight.
Gotcha. So that actually, I have a question, actually. So yesterday, you had a very interesting Graves build. You went the full IE crit build. For people that are playing Graves, what makes you decide to go crit Graves versus lethality Graves?
I mean, I saw like they're not, since they were not playing a mage, which is like they were playing like a Kali. And then I thought there was like more, like I'm also playing versus Gwen. So like I thought like Gwen versus Gwen, like just building more crit item and it's just better for 1v1. Like having silent prio, like I was winning even like 1v2 on the side lane, that was like easier to play the game. And like basically like I don't think Gwen had a chance to play the game like yesterday. And since I was like just winning 1v1 really hard and I was ahead too.
Gotcha. So my final question before I let you go here is that So when you're talking about late game, you guys said that you generally make team decisions, like you group, or you all put your input in, and you do that for early game too. Is that the case that it has been throughout the split? Like whether you have Shenyi on the team or not, has your guys' team comms and communications almost always been the same?
I mean, usually I think a lot of time I guess if someone could shot call it. Like I don't think it's just really one-sided. Like I think our team, like probably me or Spica or Shawnee, like everyone just call it.
Right.
Probably those three, like our three is gonna be like the loudest persons that we have. But I don't think there's any like claim like about like what we make the team call. Like we just keep following like whatever we first set, because usually that's like better, like no matter what, because it's gonna be faster decision thinking, and we're just trusting our teammates with what they're seeing it.
Gotcha, cool. So that's all the questions I have for you. I'm hoping you guys can bounce back. You've played for so long. You're a really good player. I believe you guys can bounce back. You guys can go. You guys got 5 wins easy, right?
I do believe.
I don't know more than 5, but maybe 5. But I support you guys nonetheless.
Yeah, I mean, even though we got lots of places, I do not want to see like 216. You know what I mean?
Right.
But, like,
for sure. So that's it for us today here. Thank you very much for joining me on Pro to Pro Huni. And back to you guys at the analyst desk.
Thank you so much to both Hai and Huni for that incredible segment. It's always fascinating, especially from the perspective of someone who is so far from pro play in their own personal ability when it comes to League of Legends, to watch two minds like that kind of talk through and retro certain points. I think that is super valuable to see, is if you just understand how do pros start to evaluate the decisions they made on the Rift and what can be done differently in the future.
Well, and also credit to Huni for not only coming on after a loss, but also just being like, yeah, like we could have synced our waves better there. Like, maybe me and Spica should have been in different positions during that fight, the first fight that they were covering.
Especially just after finishing a game and going back to a play and being like, okay, having a clear mind, and specifically the decision around Rift Herald, right? And saying, oh, actually, we wanted to see if we could reset it. Like that kind of decision is something that we don't get the perspective of a lot of the times. The observer's not going to be seeing everything on the map that's happening, right? So being able to hear that really helps.
The only other thing I'll throw in there, Mark, off of that Pro to Pro bit, is the value that I think Huni can provide to a team outside of the game itself, right? That attitude, the smile on the face, the positive.
It's hard to smile,
right?
yeah.
It can be tough, but every team needs that person, right? Needs the morale leader, and I think that Huni has probably been that on every team that he's been a part of.
Yeah, I think he's really good about getting everyone excited for the game, trying to get their head in the right headspace to tackle it, even though people are expecting you to lose and all these kinds of things.
All right, well, with that, let's get our heads collectively into the next matchup that we have in front of us for today. It's Immortals, and as we do, Immortals bot laner Arrow faces a former teammate today on the Rift. Let's check it out.
Oh, when I played for Optic Gaming, and Neo was for the Academy AD carry. So, just since then we are friends, and then I usually watch his streaming. I enjoy it, and then whenever we met in solo queue, we're having fun with the old chat. So
has to go up against a friend today. He said he even spends time watching Neo stream, though. To me, that's like you've done your homework then.
You know, his tendencies.
They best not get caught off guard by this Dignitas bot lane.
I mean, Arrow's probably just doing it to meme and chat, dude. If Arrow's such a memer, if you follow his Twitter, it's absolute insanity.
He's great.
He also had that great tweet after, I know Mo was probably like a little down from yesterday's match, and he's like, no, we go in the mud together for our team. It was great.
Now, as we actually take a look at this bot lane matchup, Emily, I want to come back to you on this because Dignitas has shown an incredible propensity or willingness to, yes, go for the Jarvan. We know that. But Caitlyn, Lux are things that they're always willing to pick. Is that something that can find them success here today in this bot lane matchup?
I mean, I'd say no, but like they do know how to play around it. Like I know Mark joked about this yesterday. If these champions are up, will they, forego them?
Physically capable of foregoing them?
The answer is no. And I will say this. I've said this before, but it is a credit to them that they know exactly where they do want to focus and where their strong points on the map can be. So I think, this is Neo and Bio have played so well together, especially around these pushing lanes like the Caitlyn Lux, like the Ezreal Karma, that it makes sense to play around them.
Yeah, just straight consistency from this team that we even saw in the previous iteration of Dignitas with Neo involved. It's just that Neo is a consistent laner that they can play around. And I just want to see what happens when they get pinched in draft a little bit. I know we already talked about it.
No one does it.
It just
Jarvan's always
hasn't
up.
happened. Yeah.
I swear to God, if Jarvan is
It
up, I'm gonna
was
be
not
so
up
angry.
for a little bit.
Yeah, there was a period where teams were starting to abandon. I don't know if people just forgot about
What
it,
was
but
he,
you
7 and 8?
cannot.
6 and
he's-
7 on it?
I think he's 7 out of 8. He's only
a
lost
little
one
worse
game.
now.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's
He's
not
lost
7 and 8.
one total game on Jarvan. It's essentially a guaranteed win if he gets that champion.
Yeah, I'm not gonna look. I saw that last Jarvan game. It was the most illegal Jarvan pick of all time, where you just early pick it. Thresh is there. You're picking it into Ari. Graves available. Like, what is that cataclysm?
Somewhere
gonna be?
across the Atlantic, Kadrill's ears just popped up. Yeah. Illegalities?
Here's the thing about illegal activities is
Yes.
someone needs to catch you and stop you.
Damn right. Who's the police in this situation? We'll find out soon enough. For Phreak and Kobe, we're back over to you guys for the call.
Back over to us. Excuse me, Dash. It was our first time on air here today. Gotta be pedantic and correct.
Got
you.
him!
Who am I if not annoying
Roasted.
at all times? Let's go,
That's gotta
Bio-Daddy.
be a new one, right?
Yeah.
The Bio-Daddy?
I want to point out, right, we had stats earlier about how often Dignitas would win with the dig win sign up.
Ooh.
I will say, though, last time I was casting with the sign behind me, we never had this shot. So the dig win sign wasn't on camera, and they lost. It's on camera, they're guaranteed to win.
Does it really matter if a dig win sign is there if the viewers didn't see it? That's our question.
It doesn't matter. It's about the audience interactions, and that's positive. You can put them down, by the way. We're never going back on camera. I appreciate you. Immediately the hands go down. Thank you for listening, but truly, hey!
The man behind the sign.
To your right. Oh, too late. All right. I appreciate that, though. That was fun. That was an enjoyable experience here. But yes, Dignitas right now in playoff position. Awesome to see it right now in 5th place, which, you know, we'll see if they can move up to that 4th place tie with FlyQuest. And meanwhile, poor Immortals, 4 and 8, tied with CLG outside of playoff position.
And Immortals are on a current 4-game losing streak as well, so breaking that streak would be huge for them. Let's get right into it, though. Xerxe is going to be banned out this time around. No more Xerxe continuing today. See if they actually round this out with a Jinx or a Aphelios, because if Jinx doesn't get banned away 3rd ban here on red side, then we're just going to get one of the same old bottom lane trades that everybody's used to.
Yep.
Jinx Aphelios, I give it a 98% chance of happening.
Yeah, pretty high here. I know Neo plays himself a fair bit of Ezreal, and unless you're going to go, yeah, I mean, right, you're not going to see Caitlyn because she's banned, so no Caitlyn Lux. Ezreal Karma uses the combo, no Karma.
So Ryze is also left up because of the bottom lane focus of the bans here from Immortals. And while PoE is not really a roaming mid laner, I still think the champion is in an incredibly good spot right now, allowing you to play out the game, through split pushing. And Dignitas, Immortals have shown that they very much want to win games through split pushing, with Revenge at Nexus turrets, at Nexus, almost getting them the win previously. But there's the Jinx Aphelios trade. No surprises there. They also get some of their most preferred supports. I really feel like, the new Tahm Kench as well has so much versatility, and when you're facing a Volibear that wants to go for tower dives, I think it's correct choice here from Immortals to pick up the Tahm Kench along with that Jinx, try and deny some of those tower dives.
Yeah, and I do want to talk about it as we're just kind of picking an an Azir coming through. You talked about PoE, not as much of a roamer.
Yeah.
He's a team fighter. Great. Jinx, Azir, Tahm Kench. That is definite 5-on-5 team fight power. If Volibear dives in, if Thresh lands a hook, eat him up, get him out. It's going to be just fine. I want to tell a quick story, though, as we go to the second set of bans about, it feels like we see so often. It's like, hey, remember how Dignitas starts well, then falls off? And that just seems to be the thing, split over split. These teams were both 4 and 5 at the end of the first round robin. Since then, Dig's done pretty well for themselves, 3 and 1. Since then, Immortals hasn't been able to find a win. So Dignitas actually have done well in the second half of the split so far. They're in playoff position right now. They can tie for 4th with a win that they're expected to get here. And Dignitas are now holding on to the season when, they had troubles doing that years before.
Yeah, while we're telling story time, I think it's a good time to remind people that this was also the most underrated team in all of the LCS, also by the other teams from Lock-In Tournament.
Right.
They were last pick in Lock-In Tournament, and yet doing quite well for themselves ever since River got over here. But right on to the solo lane bans. There's the Rise, banned out by Immortals trying to protect PoE, while PowerOfEvil, not much of a roamer. Blue definitely willing to take his hand at the champion. Meanwhile, Dignitas trying to ban a little bit away from Revenge. Now, I feel like banning at Revenge is kind of a scattered play here because he has been willing to do a lot of variability in the top lane, but taking out the Camille, taking away one of those split pushers.
Yeah, I want to know what else comes through into this one. Obviously, he has done a lot of the range champions, but with Hullbreaker nerfed on range, haven't seen him gone to Graves so far this week in his, one and only game, but it is what happened. Play the Tryndamere, sadly got very gapped by Summit, but so does everyone. Jay's going to be off the table now as well. And those are both champions that are good into Gnar, so guess what? I'm expecting a very likely Gnar first pick for FakeGod. We'll see.
Yep, definitely high up there. First of all, though, Immortals going to have to show their pick. I expect jungle. I don't expect, super quick lock-in, but there you go. You get it anyways. They throw down the Sett, and Sett has been much more, towards support or top lane. Jungle, Sett has been extinct for quite a while. Yeah. So definitely assuming this one is in the hands of Revenge. Remember, the Volibear doesn't have to be jungle as well, so FakeGod could actually take the Volibear. For sure. In which case, I actually do like the early Sett pick here for Immortals. And them leaving final counter to Xerxe means that one of the most creative junglers actually has, a possibility of a big surprise jungle pick.
Poke is very good into Azir, has a hard time closing the gap. Blue bringing out Xerath could look really good.
It's also
here.
really good against Jinx.
Yeah.
I love when I have a fed Xerath on my team and the enemy team has a low mobility carry. No!
Corki is here! Corki is
They
here!
got us so excited. Okay, I still think that Xerath is underplayed in scenarios like this, where it is both a good lane matchup, because like you're saying, range is always extremely good into Azir, and your ultimate late game, after you have 2-3 core items, you can take the enemy Jinx out of the game before they even get to the team fight, which is one way of circumventing the extremely powerful. So we are going to get the rotation to the jungle Sett. He's bringing it back, no longer extinct.
This is the first Sett jungle in any league around the world this year.
I am well aware. Sett jungle has been extinct for so long, Phreak, but Xerxe, we mentioned it, one of the most creative junglers. This guy has a long history of playing off meta, of bringing other champions back from the dead, and we get another look at jungle Sett, baby. I'm excited.
I am as well. Revenge adds one more champ to the pool. Irelia going to be locked in, we know is a good pick into Gnar. You can punish the mini. It's going to be fun. Immortals back to the same style. Dignitas favorites. Let's see who wins.
A lion! Ah, yes, the king of the jungle. Time for a Red Bull. Red Bull? Still, you'll never be faster than a lion. I don't have to be quicker than the lion, just faster than you. Red Bull gives you wings.
What is going on?
I can't afford streaming anymore, so...
Sure you can. State Farm has rates that fit your budget.
Oh, good. Because some true crime would be nice.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or click to get a quote today.
And on to the Rift we go. Dignitas in playoff position. Right now, Immortals on the outside looking in. The playoff bubble is 6 wins right now, with, of course, 5 to play. So, maybe 8 wins right now is kind of where you're looking. And Immortals are at 4 and 8. This is one of the games, so they have 6 to play, but they have a lot of ground to make up to reach the postseason.
So, since Sett jungle has been extinct for so long, let's bring up why you can possibly pick it here into Volibear. It has, ever since the 2 champions have existed, been a very good answer, because if Volibear ults first at your team, then not only can Sett ult him right back, but Volibear gains so much health with the ultimate that it just makes Sett's ultimate do even more damage, and you can get these really big counters where you use Volibear's weight against him, basically, like a judo move or something, and Sett can dunk him into the his own team's backline. Plus, very easy at getting those Sett ultimates oftentimes to get good angles at something like an Aphelios. So we'll have to see the positioning of Neo and Biofrost. The Thresh needs to have some good distance between himself and the Aphelios to be able to save him from these melee champions that are diving. Irelia, Sett, kind of hard to peel when you have a lot of different angles that are coming for you.
See what we get out of ourselves, though, as Immortals are going to go for a late push towards the bottom river. Sweepers are going to be down. It was the place, then recall. And Blue, just, okay, should see the trinket ward go down, puts his own. and that means we're going to be able to track junglers looking for invades down through that side. Keep in mind, a blue start for both sides. Leashless for River. This will slow down his pace a little bit. Xerxe going to get a decent amount of damage. A good, 5-6 seconds of auto attack damage from the Jinx.
Which actually really helps Sett out early on here from the clear, because it's kind of necessary, some of the changes that got him out of the jungle, but we'll see. Walking into lane, you pay a bit of a price. Not too bad here. Tunglit gets him right back for Biofrost, and it actually ends up quite even with the push going in their favor. Meanwhile, Blue wanting to harass early on here, trade corrupting potion charges.
Bot lane just kind of trading back and forth, yeah, as you're mentioning, as Hook's going to come in and land. It's going to be decent damage. Of course, Tahm Kench can't save early on.
Just a little preview there. I have to say, a Biofrost, a big part of the reason we've been talking him up since he came back to the LCS has been specifically on his Thresh. So many good death sentences, setting up Neo, setting up the team, and him getting on Thresh again. That one right there, that hook landed right before the minion line was about to get there and block him. So just a little preview. Doesn't result in anything here, but he has had a lot of success on this champion. Here goes the continued clear from Xerxe. Sett easily able to take down AoE camps, so no reason to slow down at all on red side.
Yeah. Interesting to see what was going on in this one. Xerxe saved his first smite until level 3. I don't know if he was holding it because there might have been an invade, but we've got to fight towards the bottom side first. There's a ward. Right now, though, Volibear's in the brush. River was a full, 10 seconds faster on his clear thing, even without a leash. Looks like he's going to find the attempt right now. Biofrost's going to get the flash flay. Arrow's going to flash himself. Not going to be able to get much done as it's instant. Biofrost lands the hook. Destiny will fall. Hand the gold to the right person. Yes, Aphelios, thank you very much. Neo grabs first blood at the hands of Biofrost.
Biofrost Thresh, man, I'm telling you, this guy is cracked. There's no fooling him, too. Tahm Kench trying to go for the W there. Easy option for Bio. Punishes, and look at that minion wave Phreak dying at the tower as well. What an efficient early move. River, this guy, always getting out to the lanes early on. Really, really big impact. Volibear, very much an early game champ, and they're denying so much from Arrow right now in CS, both experience and gold, zoning him off of the turret. So even though River's not farming right now as a jungle, you are denying enemy Jinx, which is incredibly valuable.
Hook, Flay, they're just going to kill Destiny. I don't think he has a way out. Flash towards the tower, but I think they get it anyway. Oh. I don't know what Immortals are thinking, but it's clearly not working. Dignitas now on the way out, does revenge, find one back, TP's the tower, Lantern's in a good spot. But here comes PowerOfEvil. River smites for HP. That's a shield. Is it time for number 3? And it will be a kill for revenge. PoE low. Chomper's up to save. And on the way out, Neo is suddenly trapped. Xerxe is here. PoE not going to fall. And it turns out the log con was in. It's about giving revenge doubles and a double kill.
Is there going to be a Azir teleport top to grab this minion wave as well? PoE after he bases, maybe. If Immortals can pull that off, then they wouldn't actually even lose out too many minions in this swap.
Good.
Yes, good call. Perfect. Exactly what we're looking for. That way, even though you spend so many resources bottom side, you actually don't even lose out on the big stacked minion wave up there. So a huge, huge recoup here from Immortals after a disastrous early start to the bottom lane.
And it's kind of amazing because now Revenge, actually no matter what lane he's in, his matchup is amazing.
All right, let's take another look at the follow-up here. Getting that kill on a Destiny, well-deserved, but the reason he's using his flash here too, as he's dying, he was trying to get them deeper towards the tower as Revenge is arriving. And if we look at the map, actually, Xerxe was finishing up on the Raptors too as the fight started, knowing team's gonna have it in the bag here as everybody collapses. All 3 members here of Dig have to scatter. Everyone scrambling for their own lives, and double kill for the Irelia Phreak.
Yep.
Yes, the Irelia matchup here into the Gnar. One to touch on again from Champ Select. It's so much kill pressure at level 6. It's insane. Insanely dangerous for the Gnar to even be in lane versus level 6 Irelia with the double kills to boot here. Going to mean Revenge is going to have a very good chance at punishing the mini Gnar. But FakeGod is at least collecting a lot of minions at the turret right now, so we'll see if Xerxe gets over there. He does have flash. He's approaching level 6 too, and they could make good on that kill threat.
Yeah, for now, XP lead. Actually, I should say for now, a level lead. It's definitely an XP lead. Obviously, the gold is worthwhile, but you may see that desync matter a bit as Gromp comes down and River is starting up this dragon.
So, because there was so much action from first clear until now, I didn't get to answer your point about the clear from Sett. And it looks like I still won't get to, so
nope.
No use bringing up well, never mind, I'm going to anyways. The reason he holds Smite is because of the regen getting so good for him as he gets low.
Right, you get more health back. You're just sacrificing a little bit of clear speed, but not like leveling up your next ability sooner.
It's definitely helpful. As now we're getting to the level 6 too as well, I really want to see if he can leverage this into that tower dive, because it's also really safe for him to go for those. And since he's gone for the phase rush on Sett, the repositioning for team fights is so much easier to get a good clapback for the double stun to try and get in position after you dunk in.
It's a little slow into Neo, but it's not going to be much. Good sidestep away from the minions, knowing the timer of when it was going to be available. Xerxe coming down, but he's going to be onto a ward, knows it, and he's going to clear that one away without much issue. Just thinking for the rest of the wards, and now the vision is gone. Of course, they still know Sett is around, so a safely played lane right now for Dignitas.
Definitely with the pressure here coming from jungle showing on clearing the ward. They're actually rotating PowerOfEvil down too for that possible dive. Let's see, no teleports are available.
Glacial on Thresh, here comes PoE with the ulti, 4v2.
Straight up.
4v2, no one can show. This has to be a dive that works. Knock up, not gonna land, but it will be a million damage on an Destiny, 1 for 0 so far. They're gonna trade it back, PoE ignited, and PoE drops as well. Killed number 2, killed number 3. They only got one back. BioDaddy and Neo, turns out they dodged the bullets and they're rewarded with a triple.
4v2, and I like those odds. Phreak, there's a reason the saying is red, white, don't fight. Aphelios, so dangerous under the turret. Biofrost bought so much time, and he didn't even use Biofrost Flash for that reposition. But, oh my God, Immortals. Huge fumble at the bottom side tower. 4v2, and Dignitas come out rich.
Well, it's going to be more for Dig on the top side as well. Thanks to 2v4, they get to go for the Herald. That's yours. Thanks very much. River claims it. And Immortals get to look at that and say, indeed, Dignitas do own the River. They signed him last year.
Yikes. It's a really big point, though, because when you fail a 4v2 on your strong side of the map, you already know that even if you had succeeded that play, you would be giving up something on your weak side, you know, where your single player is. But as we see in the Rocket flip the switch replay, they actually fail the advantage number play down here. Biofrost lands again, the hook into Flay as Tahm Kench comes in, so they get that one. And then Neo with the red gun ultimate as well. Big heal up for him. They got the kill onto PoEs. He's trying to get out. And Biofrost, because he actually got away from the edge of that W from Sett, he forced 2 more flashes to finish him off.
Yeah.
And for sure the Sett dying there. So just playing on those small margins there. The confidence that Bao had to walk out of the W instead of using his flash too means that now he has this big advantage in possible playmaking. My goodness, this bottom side for Dignitas just getting them so much, because that also earns you the Rift Herald that we saw after getting out of that replay.
All right, well, Dignitas looking very good here, looking for 7 and 6 on the scoreboard. Would be 3 and 1 since Super Week, poised to make the playoff run indeed. As Xerxe finally looks again at this dragon, and it seems to be not much of an issue. That's going to drop down, show up the bottom lane. All right, Immortals get a little something back in the scoreboard, but they are still certainly far behind. Maybe they can find their way forward. Obviously, we know Azir's scaling is very good, but so is Corki's. They're actually both, generally speaking, late game champions. So certainly not going to be any slouch for blue here.
Yeah, they are both late game champions, but it's kind of adding to the point that you brought up for the early weakness of Azir early on in draft as we wait for the possible kind of push in on wave. It's just River here hovering to allow the push in for Gnar. As we said, FakeGod, there's a lot of dangerous windows that you have to worry about with Irelia Sett combinations coming for a gank. But definitely going to continue to be something on their minds.
So Xerxe going to knock down this camp, no problem. Always feels great. By the way, pro tip for any junglers, always save Iron Spike Whip for the end of Krugs. It is just the most efficient use of that active. The cooldown's always too long to use it twice, and you never get more value than getting all 6 little Krugs. Just by the way.
BT dubs, use that Iron Spike Whip. You should also be trying to get your first purchase to be the Iron Spike Whip in all cases for every champ that uses Gore Drinker or Stride Breaker. If you end up backing and getting early health crystals, then you had better make super good use of that health in some way, because it's a huge, huge detriment to your early clear if you don't rush it. Meanwhile, bottom side, Rift Herald in hand here for River. Also has ultimate available if the extra resources don't come down, but they've got nice warding for themselves, so they see PoE and Xerxe head down.
So they don't quite have it to kill with just the Herald Crash, but it is going to be really, really close. If they get one more wave, they can kind of push the damage through with 3. Seeing Azir back in mid, I think they're going to feel comfortable enough, and indeed they do. So this is likely to be the entire tower unless Immortals stay to the defense fast.
Yep, it's going to be the entire tower. They can't actually defend here, as you see the mid roam actually exchange chance with the package coming down too. There's just so much danger here through this jungle. Meanwhile, mini form.
Oh, walked up for the ward. Revenge side is going to walk for the wave. Turns around in time. They get the crash in the second tower as well, so really nice damage. That'll turn into 800 gold a little bit later on into this game. I mean, Dignitas have been kind of running the table.
Yeah, and if you don't get lane pressure or kills or jungle ganks or something as the Irelia into Gnar, then the Gnar does serve as a very good front line here for the team fights as you transition, and FakeGod will have no qualms about that.
We got a big fight under the
tower
now.
There we go.
Oh, maybe not required. We're going to heal up off the wave. Keep in mind, it is a Ruin King build for the Irelia, so can sustain back up. And if he wants to stay, he can, and just try again next wave.
Yeah, it's extremely scary on that Ruin King spike for the Irelia, but FakeGod has done a very good job avoiding all of these all-ins, not dropping. His CS is fine, and he's going to be a pretty big force. Only the Azir will be able to melt through him through those team fights. He's invested a lot in armor, actually. So he's got to watch out for the positioning around PoE. That's about the only one.
Just want to call it again, the Warden's Mail Tech. I'm glad to see this get picked up more and more. This is the item you buy if you're dying to auto attackers. It is far better than Bramble Vest when you're like, look, I'm the losing lane. We're just going to not die, and it's good. It beats Bramble in that metric by a ton, so cool to see that. Yes, on the way towards Triforce from here, so he's going to have some offensive power afterwards. That's the look.
Yeah, he gets even more scared of PoE now, too, with the Leandri's pickup. So PoE is like, don't worry, I will take care of FakeGod later on. I will kill him in the team fights, and indeed, the Azir will have a very good time working through that front line. They would like to fight front to back with him trying to protect Arrow as well with the ulti.
So, River going to be able to hand off the blue buff. No problem there. Nice little eponymous power as we look at the bottom lane yet again, and now it's only one plate down. I do want to call out package timing, because we had that a little bit ago. It's not going to be up for Dragon. Blue grabbed package in order to make sure the Herald play to bot first turret was the sync up. He grabbed it, roamed down, and he's like, look, I won't have it for Dragon. That's fine. Dragon 2 is not a big deal. Making sure we get first tower, put that money onto Aphelios, that's the more important use of that 5-6 minute cooldown. That's what we're going to play around here. I like that one a lot, actually. I think it makes a lot of sense. It means that, yes, this next Dragon fight in 30 is going to be rough. Blue's without his ostensible real ultimate, but with the gold lead game, it's going to be okay.
Yeah, and it's not a super important one for them. Immortals already have one Dragon, so the Dragon stacking for the side of Dig would be super delayed. And I think they have a lot of confidence in the gold lead and the Corki
stun land. Ulti as well, second Q, but slowed into the tower is enough. Yeah, FakeGod's fine again. Sustained difference favors Irelia, but now a fight coming in. Volibear on the 2, a dunk backwards to buy some time. Xerxe wants out, gets a punch. Is it going to be enough now as the fight continues on? Aphelios opens up, and that is Tahm Kench down. Rockets land. Xerxe dangerously low, not chased down though. Team fight won again by Dignitas.
All right, Phreak, we don't need the package for this Dragon. You know why? Because they already got a kill. Destiny's down. Dignitas can rotate right over. They don't even need to bring blue, so they can get 2 objectives done at once. Dragon being picked up. Wow, blue and Neo work through this tower.
That's good damage. Revenge chunked to 40%. Dignitas turns out they get everything they want. Even a TP defensively pushes or catches the wave that Arrow pushed in. So everything going the way of Dignitas on the road to 7-6, sitting in 4th place.
Yeah, and their poke here with the Corki is going to be such a big boon for this team as we transition later on into the game. That poke will be so effective versus Azir, as I already mentioned, but also versus every other member of this Immortals squad. You know, Revenge went steel caps as well on top side because, you know, into the Gnar, trying to deal with a decent amount of that auto attack damage as well. And he already knows Aphelios is going to be huge, so yeah, that will be an issue.
Works on Corki autos. Volibear is, you know, some physical. It's about half and half, so pretty valuable item there. Will mean he's without tenacity, but it's okay. And we get to look at the next push. Immortals will like to get something done, but sadly all they've had so far is couple of trade kills in the first Dragon of the game, but they've lost the map for now. See if it looks any better as the items keep finishing up. Stride Breaker is in, most common option here for Sett to make sure he can lock down people for a little bit longer. Obviously the move speed kind of nice as well. And finally Kraken Slayer is on for Arrow.
Yeah, the debate between the Gore Drinkers and the Stride Breakers also kind of depends on your role here. Since he's trying to be a playmaker, the extra move speed, big.
Flash, dunk, stun. The stun didn't come out in time, and Blue just gets out. He does flash at the end, but nice job getting away.
Yeah, and while he's avoiding that gank on top side, his team starts up the Rift Herald. Both top laners. Oh no, FakeGod still has a couple seconds left on his Unleashed Teleport, but it's not precise enough there for Immortals to actually go in for it. They don't force the exchange, so even though FakeGod a couple more seconds left on his Unleashed Teleport, Dignitas still take up second Rift Herald.
And there we go, just a wave cap right now. FakeGod has not been diveable, and he's honestly held up reasonably well in farm. He'll be only -10, and I mean, that's fine, right? Gnar's going to be okay team fighting.
Yeah, super good. Plus, you know, he's already up to his Trinity Force now, so FakeGod's feeling very, very good about the pace of this game. Similar there for Blue on the Corki. And you can see PoE actually investing already in that Verdant Barrier for some extra magic resist. Try and deal with some of that poke. And this tower barely still stands.
It's like, yeah, last shot's not going to kill it. Should be like 10, 12. 10, wow, first try. But I hedge my bets, you know? I give 2 options, so I'm still right even if I'm wrong.
Fair enough.
Smart, and it's just smart analysis.
Let's see about the side lane play up on that top side, though, because PoE at his turret trying to defend and clear out all this minion wave pressure from Corki, but that gets really scary. There's a Volibear on the other team. I feel like eventually PoE and Immortals here are going to have to give some ground, and it's going to be on that half of the map. Neo, with the Lantern, will be able to go collect this gold from mid turrets. And now it's just a matter of transitioning your jungle pressure here with the Volibear up behind that top side lane to threaten them off this tower and collect your last outer turret. Then you can really begin this 2-item Corki poke towards the mid stages of the game. Very, very close to Blue completing his Ludens.
Recalls come through, and we look for the next timer. It is 1 dragon apiece, so a while to go. I mean, over what, 30 minutes?
And there it is.
Until the first soul comes across. But yeah, items coming across. You highlighting stuff, Kobe? They're gonna like click and like put a bunch of circles on the screen.
Not a bunch of circles. It's just what we were talking about. The Volibear go up to the top lane, shadow them, push them off of that top turret. Last objective claimed as we kind of laid it out for them. The last outer turret has been acquired. Blue is going to get paid, and so next time he goes for his recall, Ludens will be completed, and you get to siege up. Then you just have to have some strong peel. Okay, ultimate whip.
Yeah, I've seen 1 hit and 2 miss so far from Revenge. Good sidestep. Blue's going to be chunked incredibly low, but he's baiting for the hook, the Lantern, the Valkyrie away, and now Revenge dunked upon. Rocket nearly kills, but that is Revenge dropping 7-3 on the board. I understand making a play when you're behind. That one, though, did not work. Xerxe now cut down as well. Neo's on a rampage.
All right, we were keeping up hope for Immortals there for a while, but this has just been a brutal weekend now, Phreak. Yeah. This one is just blown wide open. They don't have to even reset here for Dignitas. They can just push straight through secondary tower here. 800 more gold for the team, and they'll definitely be able to transition for Dragon. 40 seconds ahead of the timer here. They got so much gold on top side with enough time to reset, go purchase, get your control wards, get back out in time for this Dragon. You can see the counter option here from Immortals. They're like, all right, yes, this game is getting out of control, but if we ward up this side of the map leading to the Dragon, maybe we can pull off some sort of play. Oh, man. The fans are getting brutal.
IMT, more like INT. Yeah, next Dragon coming up in 12 seconds, and right now everything just belongs to Dignitas. Midway's going to go down, you'll get some gold, and that's going to be theirs every time.
What's this replay for? Oh,
it's the fight.
Just the ulti exchange here, trying to take down Revenge, yeah. Right. And then, as you already know, he gets squished. Let's take a look at the live, though. They're going to get the Dragon with no extra interference, so another one picked up. Not unexpected. With all the control that they just got with so much money, but this is what we're talking about here. The Corki, these rockets are starting to get really annoying with the 2-item power spike. And Banshee's Veil, this item just sucks against Corki. This thing right here is so useless. 1 rocket hits you, it knocks it off.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, there's magic resistance in it, but I don't know. There's just so many rockets that come out. It's really difficult to avoid that getting poked out before an engage happens. Maybe you're at the point where you're like, all right, the Corki rockets are going to start taking a third of my health, so the Banshee Veil is important because that's a third of my health. I don't care if there's 20 rockets flying my way.
I blocked one big one, go for the play. Yeah, like there is a logical train, but yeah, it does feel a bit defensive. Either way, we got another look at the top side, but as long as you hold Valkyrie, you can always kind of get out of the way of Revenge. We're going to see with Destiny finding a double knock, and here comes a fight. Ulti is on, everybody, and Immortals needs this desperately. Aphelios gets one, Blue on the way out, actually blows him up, and there's just no play to be had. There's not enough damage, there's not enough gold, and instead the gold and black just shut down Immortals again.
Bye-bye. That's going to be a wrap, Phreak. Full ace into Baron for Dignitas. The party bus is back on, okay?
Yep.
They loaded it up. Dignitas are going to take this one straight to the bank. Neo is so fed. 7-1 Aphelios now. My goodness, Revenge was so close to getting that last auto off onto Blue, and you're like, oh, maybe, maybe the Inklings are there for the comeback, but they just get stomped down by Dig. Dignitas not having it from Immortals today, and they are going to finish this one out. That Irelia ultimate giving them some flashes of life, but then the response here from Dig as the River came in, they just jump right on him. Blue walks away with less than 100 HP, and Neo just gets to clean up here, mowing them down. Another white gun Aphelios. River's laughing it up, happy.
Yep.
It feels so good to be playing the game from this stage. Super fed Aphelios. Corki already predominant poke threat here for your team, so you have both the range and the power to clear out any of these melee carries. So I mean, even with Sett with the shielding, coming through, and traditionally super tanky champion, oh no, Sett's on me. Like, especially if Neo has white gun, he can just mow him down.
Yeah, good job by FakeGod though. Basically solo killed arrows. That's kind of damage. Was like, well, I rocketed a Thresh and then auto Gnar twice on my way to dying. The Triforce chase down looked pretty good for him.
Yeah.
And now 13-3, 10,000 gold up. Second dragon, just a formality, but we are on to the inhibitor turrets themselves. Isn't going to drop. FakeGod shoves in mid. Pee-wee wants to play, can't land it. Xerxe was here for the follow-up that happened, but does not. And that's going to be double. Well, first inhibitor down. Mid lane cleared for now, but should be pushed soon.
Yeah, this one's going to keep on flowing in here. A full minute and a half left on this Baron for Dignitas, so they've got 3 more minion waves to push right down the throats of Immortals here. Secondary tower, this one, FakeGod trying to usher it over. Everybody transitioning from bottom side. It will die really quickly here. And remember, River's always got this ultimate for Volibear to turn off the towers if they start to feel frisky. 11,000 gold lead is where teams usually start to be like, you know what? Let's just go for it. Turn off this tower, just dive. See if we can just blow everybody up.
And I want to see it. I mean, they could. It'd be a way to throw if you really screw it up and you get, chain CC'd with all 5. But
I see it too.
It would
I want the
exciting.
violence, Phreak.
Violence, let's go. Let's go. Show up. Not enough violence on TV. That's a very old reference. And now we get to push in as River is going to make sure that no one's going to do anything. You're going to get slow. And we got the dive going.
Okay,
Quick.
not violence.
That's the Dignitas winning world
There,
promo,
hey,
by
we
the way.
saw
He's
the counter.
first in the gold. There's the rocket, only hits Blue, but they're gonna find the first target. A 1-for-1 so far, which is better than Immortals have gotten in a very long time. FakeGod just very tanky, shuffles back only onto 1. PoE can peel for himself, but not more. And that is a team fight. One by Dignitas, that is the mid lane crushed by Dignitas.
Well, we got to see the counter, the Sett Volibear ult, ulting back the extra health Volibear into the team.
Great.
And as you said, resulted in the best outcome that we've seen from an Immortals fight in a long stretch of this game. So they got one back. Unfortunately, I don't believe there was a large bounty on Corki, if there was one at all. So not any extra, huge comeback, but let's take a look at it. There he is. Big Volibear goes into the Zonias, and Xerxe dunks him into the team. Juicy, right onto everybody, right? That's just what you want. Then he pulls in Corki. He got Blue with the stun, nails him there with the Revenge ultimate. Unfortunately, Neo is still alive, and Neo is so fed this game that he can just fight them off. FakeGod, with all that armor investment that we pointed out early on, takes maybe 80, 90 damage from some of these Jinx rockets, 100 if they're crits.
Yeah. I gotta point something out though that I'm hung up on. So Xerxe after his ult every time now that I've seen is doing Stride Breaker than his stun. you can strike breaker while moving. You cannot strike breaker while casting spells. So he's actually delaying his space breaker stun. When he ganked top lane, when he hex flashed on Corki, that let Corki Valkyrie away. He didn't flash the stun. He Valkyried away from a Sett E because he's stride breakering. Like, I don't know how many games he put on, but like, I think the ordering is just wrong. River, for example, flashed away on that one, wasn't part of the stun. Like, I feel like he's actually missing CC by his ordering.
Well, I'll definitely say it's not looking great.
It's not.
Definitely not looking great this time around. Let's see if he can pull it back, though. He's sniffing around for a flank. Dignitas, honestly, probably won't even care if they get the flank angle on them. FakeGod here pushes in bottom side, and these supers are going now, so there's no time.
I like the try. We're going to have it going again. Xerxe going to go for the dunk on the first one. Walks back in for the triple stun. Volibear has to buy some time, but will they kill backline? On a blue they go, but he's going to stay alive. 1 for 1 so far. Aphelios is down. Revenge on the next one. A great lantern by Biofrost, but he finds a second. Volibear is down. Jinx finds a third. Bio's on the way out, and now it's Gnar against the world. A double kill is in, but it's now FakeGod left alone as Arrow and Revenge would like to get some of their own, and it's gonna happen. There's the final kill. Arrows on the board. However, the Nexus turrets have fallen. The 6th man may enter the game. You've got to be kidding me. Player of the game, the dead inhibitors. Wait, the macro.
No
is
minion.
enough.
1 minion. One minion.
1 hit is needed.
Those blue minions are trolling.
Wow. All right.
Dignitas don't pay their minions enough.
Where's the coaching? Dardoch, why have you talked to the minions more? You know,
my God. They literally, it was surrounded Nexus, and as soon as the red minion spawned, every blue minion turns around, and you're like, you know what? Nah, we're not going to finish.
Yeah.
That was like an ARAM where enemy team all chat you, and they're like, don't end. You're try hard if you end. And everyone's like, okay, fine.
Yeah.
We won't.
Yeah. Correct myself, Dardoch's on Immortals. Sorry, he's on Dig before. I got my time frame backwards, but 10 HP I was told. 10 HP again on a structure through the mid side, so it will regen, and now we get to try as Dignitas say, okay, we had a 10k lead, it's back to 8, but we still got Baron control. And honestly, Kobe, as fun as that was, I'm gonna burst that balloon. It is so hard to play a game when you have the Nexus turrets. Because at any point, they can solo your Nexus.
I don't think there was a balloon that was like, oh my God, it's gonna be Immortals win now.
Yeah.
I think the balloon is just, haha, that's funny. Look at all the minions trolling.
It just doesn't bio to great, it's just on the ground.
Yeah.
Like the wind blew into it a little bit, so it's not like completely flat.
Okay.
There's still holes in it though, you know?
Yikes. All right, well, Dignitas, they're looking to stomp that one all the way through. With Baron, this siege is gonna get right up to the Nexus. All right, package already forced out there. Nice attempt here from Xerxe. 2 HP, I got confirmation from observers on that
recorrected.
Nexus. We'll update. Next time we get one, it's gonna be 1 HP.
Exactly. I mean, this one go to 1 HP, and it'll be another Immortals defense. They're gonna try. River heads up, doesn't find the fight just yet though. Top inhibitor is up. That is one wave down to play around, except that FakeGod is there and the Baron buff is on. Dragon Soul in 2 minutes, looking up to come to that one. Nexus back to half HP though, and Revenge low on health. The same for most of the front line. They're gonna try for River yet again. He's tanky enough. Will they find that kill? Gonna dive right back in. Aphelios will put him at 2 HP, and that's gonna be the game. That is Nexus falling.
What if they all turn around?
Dignitas made it look exciting for a little bit, but at the end of the day, they are the better team. 4th place, Dignitas, 7-6.
Woo! Dignitas coming to play today. That bottom lane dive, I mean, games are made on winning the 2 side of a 4v2, for sure. Because you get so much pressure advantage over the entire map. Your side that got overloaded in a 4v2 gets the gold advantage, wins the play, and the rest of your team gets to get more off the other half of the map. They got the Rift Herald off that. So much money there for Dig. Really big win off of that singular play. Biofrost back at it on his Thresh Phreak. Get this man the Thresh over and over and over, and they will get paid.
Well done. Well done. And honestly, it has been so much fun to watch this bot lane. Biofrost, you know, had that year off, right? The bad look with TSM at Worlds, and we didn't see him in 2021, and he is back with a vengeance.
That sign paid off.
Yeah. the Dig win sign, when it's behind me at the very least on camera, 100% win rate.
I was referring to the BioDaddy sign.
That one is also a very good one. I've seen that only once up here.
Yeah, I think that's
but also undefeated. So the sign game on point for Dig. Love it.
Immortals, though, crushing weekend for them. Really rough one. Going to be a lot to review. Got to bounce back hard and quick because they still have a shot at climbing into playoffs. It's just going to be a brutal run for them.
Yeah, I mean they're 5 losses in a row.
Yeah.
They've got 5 games to play, and right now the playoff count is at 6 wins. So they've got to do 2 better than EG to have a shot at it across the next 5 games. That's gonna be tough. We're now joining LeTigress and River alongside Dignitas Toby for translation and our Verizon post-game interview.
Time, and I have Toby here to help with translation as well. Now, first things first, what has your time been like in the LCS thus far and on your new home of Dignitas?
첫 번째로 LCS에서 이제 와서 이제 경기를 하고 적응은 어떻게 하고 이제 디그니타에서 적응은 어떻게 하는지.
LCS에서 일단 게임하는 게 너무 좋고 그리고 좀 그 생활하는 것도 좀 자유로워서 되게 쉽게 적응할 수 있었던 것 같아요.
So for me, I think it's really easy to kind of stay in NA, especially like all the environment is really easy for me. Even playing for LCS outside of the LCS in the office, too, everything is really well for me. Yeah.
Oh, we love to hear it. And things are going so well for Dignitas. The bot lane has been looking really strong. A lot of playing around it here in this game. How does the strength of the bot lane affect the way that you are approaching the game?
어떻게 보면 디그니타스에서 지금 바텀이 어떻게 보면 굉장히 세 보이는데 그 바텀에서 지금 이제 바텀의 중심으로 이제 동우 씨 정글이랑 어떻게 관여가 되는지.
일단 제가 생각했을 때 저희가 이제 바텀 갱을 많이 가면 게임을 좀 쉽게 이기는 것 같아서 좀 그쪽으로 게임을 하고 있어요.
So for me, I like to play on the bottom side a lot because if I playing on the bottom side, and then if I see the if I can able to gank, and then we can actually able to pull out game much easier with the ganking on the bottom side. So yeah.
Yeah, making them plays.
Yeah.
What is it like playing for this team as the jungler, considering the communication differences in language?
어떻게 보면 이제 동우 씨가 이제 언어의 장벽이 좀 있을 텐데 팀에서 그래서 디그랑 같이 할 때 이제 좀 언어의 그런 거 좀 느끼는지.
그래도 이제 영어를 써야 되니까 근데 제가 이제 영어를 잘 못해서 지금은 배우고 있긴 한데 아직은 좀 그냥 간단한 영어로 소통하는 것 같아요.
So right now, obviously, we got to speak English for all of the 5 players. So I'm actually doing the tutoring every weekend. So I'm trying to get better at my English. So I think at this moment, I'm using kind of like a simple word, try to communicate with the team. So, but I'm going to definitely get it better at, yeah.
I heard practice is going well with that. I also heard about a love for Zhonya's on every single champion. How would you describe yourself as a professional player of League of Legends?
어떻게 보면 이제 동호 씨가 막 존냐를 가는 것도 있고 여러 가지 좀 약간 특별하게 하는 그런 이제 방향을 보이긴 하는데 동호 씨가 이제 말하는 이제 동호 씨의 정글 스타일은 어떤 것 같은지.
제가 생각했을 때 저는 좀 공격적인 스타일이라고 생각을 하는데 그렇게 좀 게임을 공격적이게 풀어 나가는 걸 좋아하는 것 같아요.
So as myself as jungler, I really like to play in a really aggressive jungler. So in order to win the game, I feel like I need to play really aggressive and then pull out the win and stuff. Yeah.
Well, it's so fun to watch as a fan and for all the Dignitas fans out there. River, thank you for the interview. Congrats on the win.
Thank you.
And thank you, Toby, of course, for joining us here on the stage. Last of the day, last game of the weekend. Let's head on over to the State Farm Analyst Desk to wrap us out.
Camera, I appreciate you. Immediately the hands go down. Thank you for listening, but truly, hey! Knock-up not gonna land, but it will be 1 million damage on an Destiny 1 for 0 so far. They're gonna trade it back. PoE ignited, and PoE drops as well. Kill number 2, kill number 3. They only got 1 back. We're gonna see with Destiny finding a double knock, and here comes a fight. Ulti is on everybody, and Immortals needs this desperately. Aphelios gets 1, Blue on the way out. Actually blows him up, and there's just no play to be had. There's not enough damage, there's not enough gold, and instead the gold and black just shut down Immortals again.
This is a league built on speed and precision, where everything needs to perform at a pro level, especially your hardware.
They blocked the road, they won want to complete the final piece of the puzzle. They don't have enough damage for it, but who cares? It's all a formality, baby. The winner of LCS Lock-In.
Even if you're hard stuck plat, like me, forever. Roccat, the official mouse and keyboard of the LCS.
強く強く輝いて消えた長い